Hi friends. I am going to talk with you a little bit about some misconceptions about people with ADD because I've been getting some questions as people have been contacting me, not sure that they have ADD and may want to work with a coach. And so the biggest misconception I would say is that someone with ADD isn't high functioning. And so that one is important to dispel right away. I have a master's degree. I went to a very exclusive college, and I didn't actually get diagnosed until I was 30. So I'm getting older now. I'm in my late 40s. And so the classic image that you get when you think of ADD or ADHD is a boy who is squirmy at school and can't pay attention in the classroom, because those tend to be the more disruptive cases of ADD. ADD goes very much less diagnosed in women until a later age, partly because they're not a disruption in the classroom. So if I was not paying attention in class, I often used my imagination to escape very boring classes, because in a typical classroom, you're teaching 20, 25 kids. There's going to be some kids there who, my dad taught me to read when I was like 4. So by the time I went to kindergarten, I was like way ahead of the other kids. And so I used my imagination as a survival strategy to survive some extremely boring classes. And unfortunately, my parents wouldn't move me up a grade. I keep wishing they had, but let bygones be bygones in that case. But I didn't actually discover I had ADHD or ADD, however you want to say. The H part is often missing for women. That's the other thing that I will say. Until I was 30, and I was working on my master's degree, and I couldn't figure out why. I was really good at getting work done in a very structured way in grad school, but when it came to that darn master's degree, it was a huge project. It was, something that required a lot of self-initiation and organization. That's when I got diagnosed. But I was very high functioning, high performing at jobs and in a lot of settings. I do get bored easily, but the key thing about ADD is it's variable attention. And so while you may be really hyper focused on tasks that you find fascinating, there are other tasks that are maybe more repetitive, maybe more boring, that just don't keep your attention. And so I think it's really important that you understand that there's variable attention involved. And so don't think that because you made it through grad school or because you got a high up position at a company that you couldn't possibly have the ADD. Maybe you don't, but there's a lot of misconceptions out there that I think particularly for women are functioning in terms of how they get identified. So just your little periodic episode of some of my pet peeves and misconceptions about ADD. Thanks. Oh, if you have questions or want to follow up in any way, I would love to hear from you. I'll drop my email and contact information in the information below so we can get in touch if you have additional questions. Thanks.